The alarm bells rang through the research ship Terra Nova. Jinwoo Park looked up from his computer screen where alien DNA patterns glowed in bright colors. The ship shook again, throwing him against his desk. "All crew to emergency stations." Captain Dongmin Lee's voice came through the speakers. "We have a problem with the engines." Jinwoo ran down the metal hallway. Other crew members rushed past him. The ship's lights flickered on and off. Something was very wrong. In the control room, everyone looked worried. Tae-hyun Choi was typing fast on his computer. Sweat covered his face. "The asteroid storm damaged our main engines," he said. "We're losing power fast." Captain Lee studied the star map on the big screen. "Where can we land for repairs?" "The nearest planet is Kythera," said Young Ho Song, their pilot. "But sir, that planet is forbidden. No one has gone there for 3,000 years." Jinwoo knew about Kythera. Every person in the galaxy knew the stories. A monster lived there. They called it the Void Leviathan. The beast was bigger than mountains. It could destroy entire fleets of ships. It could bend space itself. "We have no choice," Captain Lee said. "If we don't land soon, we'll all die in space." Hana Kim, Jinwoo's friend and fellow scientist, looked scared. "Captain, the records say that thing eats spaceships. What if it's still alive down there?" "The records are old," Jinwoo said. Everyone looked at him. "Maybe the creature is dead by now. 3,000 years is a long time." Su Jin-yu, their mission commander, shook her head. "The Galactic Council put that planet off limits for a reason. We should try to reach another world." "There is no other world close enough," Tae-hyun said. His voice was quiet. "Our engines will fail in 2 hours. Kythera is only 1 hour away." The ship shook again. This time the lights went out for 10 seconds. When they came back on, everyone was silent. Captain Lee made his decision. "Young Ho, set course for Kythera. We land in 1 hour." The next hour felt like the longest in Jinwoo's life. He sat in his small room and read everything he could find about Kythera. The planet had once been home to the Kythari people. They were an advanced race. Their cities were beautiful. Their technology was beyond anything the galaxy had ever seen. Then the Void Leviathan came. The beast appeared from deep space. It landed on Kythera and started destroying everything. The Kythari people sent their best ships to fight it. The creature destroyed them all in minutes. The survivors escaped to other worlds. They told stories of a monster that could make gravity bend around it. They said it had eyes like black holes. Its roar could be heard across entire continents. The Galactic Council decided to quarantine the planet. They put warning beacons around. It's signs that said, "Danger, do not approach." For 3,000 years, no one had broken that rule until now. Preparing for landing, Young Ho's voice came through the speakers. "Everyone hold on." Jinwoo looked out his small window. Kythera grew larger below them. It was a beautiful world. Blue oceans covered most of its surface. Green and brown continents spread between them. White clouds swirled in patterns. It looked peaceful, too peaceful. The ship entered the atmosphere with a loud roar. Jinwoo felt the heat through the walls. The ship shook and bounced as they flew through the clouds. "Landing site in view," Young Ho said. "It's a flat area near what used to be a city." Jinwoo could see ruins through his window. Tall buildings lay broken on the ground. Streets were cracked and covered with plants. Nature had taken back the land. The ship touched down with a hard bump. The engines went quiet. For a moment, no one spoke. "We're alive," Captain Lee said finally. "Good job, Young Ho." "How long for repairs?" Sujin asked. Tae-hyun was already checking his instruments. "At least 3 days. Maybe more. The damage is bad." 3 days on a planet with a monster," Hana said quietly. "We don't know if it's still alive," Jinwoo said. "Look around. Everything is quiet. Maybe it died long ago." Nari Huang, their security chief, checked her weapons. "I'll set up a guard schedule. We take no chances." They spent the rest of the day setting up a temporary base. The air outside was clean and safe to breathe. The temperature was perfect. If not for the stories, Kythera would be a paradise. That night Jinwoo couldn't sleep. He kept thinking about the creature. Where was it? Was it really dead? The story said it was huge. Something that big would leave traces. Bones, remains. Something. But they had seen nothing. He got up and went to the ship's sensors. Min-jun. An was on night duty monitoring communications. Anything strange? Jinwoo asked. It's too quiet, Min-jun said. On most planets you hear animals, wind, something. Here, there's almost nothing. Jinwoo looked at the sensor data. What about seismic readings? Min-jun pulled up a new screen. That's odd. There's a big underground space about 10 kilometers from here. It's huge, like a giant cave or something. How big? Big enough to hide a city. Jinwoo stared at the screen. Or big enough to hide a monster. The next morning brought bad news. Taehyun found more damage than he first thought. 5 days minimum, he told Captain Lee. Maybe a week. That's too long, Sujin said. What if the creature comes back? It's been 3,000 years, Jinwoo said. If it was going to come back, it would have done it by now. But even as he said it, Jinwoo wondered if he was wrong. The sensor readings bothered him. That huge underground space, what was down there? I want to explore the area, he told Captain Lee. Study the ruins. Maybe learn what really happened here. Too dangerous, Nari said. We should stay near the ship. Jinwoo has a point, said Boram Kang, their historian. The official records might be wrong. If we're stuck here for a week, we should learn what we can. Captain Lee thought about it. Small teams only. No one goes alone. And stay in radio contact at all times. That afternoon, Jinwoo and Hana walked through the ruins of the nearest city. The buildings were strange and beautiful. Even broken, they showed the skill of their builders. The Kithari had been artists as well as scientists. Look at this, Hana said. She was standing next to a wall covered in symbols. These aren't records of destruction. They look like instructions? Or maybe a warning? Jinwoo studied the symbols. They were carved deep into the stone. We need Boram to translate these. As they walked deeper into the city, Jinwoo felt like someone was watching them. He turned around several times but saw nothing. Do you feel that? Hana asked. Feel what? Like we're not alone. Jinwoo nodded. He felt it too. Something was out there, watching, waiting, but what? Jinwoo woke up to the sound of his equipment beeping. The seismic sensors were going crazy. He jumped out of bed and ran to the control room. What's happening? Captain Lee asked. Everyone looked worried. Major seismic activity, Taehyun said. Something big is moving underground about 10 kilometers from here. The creature? Hana asked. I don't know, Jinwoo said. But I need to find out. Absolutely not, Sujin said. It's too dangerous. Jinwoo looked at the readings. The movement was coming from the same place Min-jun had detected the large underground space. This could be our chance to learn the truth about what happened here. Or it could be our chance to die, Nari said. The ground shook. Everyone grabbed onto something to stay standing. Outside they could hear rocks falling. It's moving toward the surface, Taehyun said. His voice was quiet with fear. Young-ho ran to the pilot seat. Should I start the engines? We could try to take off. The repairs aren't finished, Taehyun said. We'd never make it to space. The wow, shaking stopped. Everything went quiet again. Whatever it is, it stopped moving, Jinwoo said. For the next hour they watched the sensors. Nothing moved. No more earthquakes. No more beeping alarms. I'm going to investigate, Jinwoo said. Jinwoo, no, Hana said. What if it's the monster? Then we need to know. We can't just sit here waiting. Captain Lee nodded slowly. Take Nari with you and stay in radio contact. Any sign of danger? You come back immediately. Jinwoo and Nari took a small vehicle and drove toward the seismic activity. The landscape was beautiful but empty. No animals, no birds, just plants and ruins. This place gives me the creeps, Nari said. She kept checking her weapons. They reached the area where the sensors had detected movement. It was a huge crater, like a meteor had hit the ground, but Jinwoo could see it wasn't from a meteor. The edges were too smooth, too perfect. Someone dug this, he said. Something big. Nari agreed. At the bottom of the crater was a cave entrance. It was enormous. Jinwoo had never seen a cave so big. We should go back, Nari said. But Jinwoo was already walking down into the crater. He couldn't help himself. This was the discovery of a lifetime. Jinwoo, wait, Nari called. She followed him, still checking her weapons. The cave entrance was dark. Jinwoo turned on his flashlight. The beam of light seemed tiny in the huge space. They walked into the cave. The walls were smooth, like they had been carved by machines, or by something else. Jinwoo, Nari whispered. Look. She pointed her light at the wall. There were marks in the stone, deep scratches like claws had made them. But they were huge. Each scratch was as long as Jinwoo was tall. They walked deeper into the cave. The tunnel went down and down. Jinwoo's radio started making static noises. Terra Nova, this is Jinwoo. Can you hear me? Only static answered. We're too deep, Nari said. The signal can't get through all this rock. They should have turned back. Jinwoo knew that, but ahead of them he could see a faint light. Not artificial light, something else. Just a little further, he said. The tunnel opened into a huge underground chamber. Jinwoo had to stop and stare. The space was so big that his flashlight couldn't reach the other side, and in the middle of the chamber something moved. At first, Jinwoo thought it was a machine. It was metallic and shiny. Then he realized the metal was actually scales. Living, scales that moved like water. The creature was enormous, bigger than their entire ship. It lay coiled in the center of the chamber like a sleeping dragon. Its scales were crystal clear and seemed to glow with their own light. The Void Leviathan, Nari whispered. The creature's head turned toward them. Jinwoo saw its eyes and forgot how to breathe. They were like looking into deep space. Stars seemed to twinkle in their depths. Nari raised her weapon. Don't move. But Jinwoo stepped forward. He couldn't explain why. The creature wasn't attacking. It was just watching them. It's curious, he said. It's a monster, Nari replied. The creature made a sound, not a roar. Something softer, like singing, but deeper than any voice Jinwoo had ever heard. His equipment started beeping. The electromagnetic readings were going crazy. It's trying to communicate, Jinwoo said with surprise. What? Look at the readings. These patterns aren't random, they're organized like language. The creature sang again. This time Jinwoo's equipment recorded everything. We need to get back to the ship, he said. Minjun can help me decode this. They backed away slowly. The creature watched them go but didn't follow. The trip back to the surface felt like it took forever. When they finally reached the ship, everyone crowded around them. Did you see it? Captain Lee asked. We saw it, Jinwoo said. And it's not what we expected. He showed them the recordings. The electromagnetic patterns were complex and beautiful. This looks like math, Minjun said, studying the data. See these repeating sequences? And this pattern here looks almost like music. You think it was trying to talk to us? Hana asked. I'm sure of it, Jinwoo said. But it's a monster, Sujin said. It destroyed this entire planet. Did it? Jinwoo asked. What if the stories are wrong? What if we don't understand what really happened here? Boram brought over some tablets. I've been translating more of the Kithari symbols. The stories aren't about destruction, they're about protection. Protection from what? Captain Lee asked. I'm not sure yet, but the symbols keep using the same word over and over. Guardian. Jinwoo looked at the electromagnetic patterns again. Hidden in the complex signals, he could see something that looked almost like sadness. It's alone, he said suddenly. What? Hana asked. The creature. It's been alone down there for 3,000 years. That's what I heard in its song. Loneliness. Jinwoo, you're imagining things, Sujin said. But Jinwoo wasn't imagining anything, he could feel it somehow. The creature wasn't a monster, it was a guardian, and it had been waiting. "I want to go back," he said. "Absolutely not," Nari said. "It didn't hurt us. It could have, but it didn't. It wanted to communicate. And maybe next time it will want to eat us," Sujin said. But Jinwoo was already planning his return trip. He had to know more. The creature was the key to understanding what really happened on Kithara. That night, he couldn't sleep again. He kept thinking about those star-filled eyes, about the sad song the creature had sung. Tomorrow he would go back. With or without permission, he had to know the truth. Jinwoo left the ship early in the morning. He didn't tell anyone where he was going. He knew they would try to stop him. The drive to the crater seemed shorter this time. His hands shook as he parked the vehicle. He was scared, but he had to do this. The cave entrance looked the same, dark and huge. Jinwoo walked in with just his flashlight and recording equipment. The creature was waiting for him. It lifted its enormous head when he entered the chamber. Those star-filled eyes focused on him immediately. Jinwoo felt like he was being studied by something very old and very wise. "Hello," he said. His voice echoed in the huge space. The creature made its singing sound again. Jinwoo's equipment recorded the electromagnetic patterns. This time, he sat down on the cave floor. The creature seemed surprised by this. It lowered its head closer to Jinwoo. Up close, he could see that the scales weren't just crystal clear. They had colors inside them that shifted and moved like oil on water. Beautiful colors he had no names for. "You're not a monster, are you?" Jinwoo said. The creature sang softly. The sound was so deep that Jinwoo felt it in his bones. Hours passed. Jinwoo talked to the creature and it sang back. He couldn't understand the songs, but he could feel emotions in them. Sadness, loneliness, and something else. Hope. Jinwoo. The shout came from the tunnel entrance. Hana ran into the chamber, followed by Minjun and Nari. "Don't move," Nari shouted, raising her weapon. The creature turned toward the new voices, its eyes glowed brighter. "Wait," Jinwoo said, standing up. "It's not dangerous." "Jinwoo, get away from that thing," Hana said. But the creature was already singing. This time the song was different, more complex. Jinwoo's equipment went crazy with readings. "Minjun, are you getting this?" Jinwoo asked. Minjun was staring at his portable scanner. "The patterns are incredible. It's like it's trying to show us something." Suddenly, the chamber filled with light, but not from their flashlights. The light came from the creature's scales. They glowed brighter and brighter until the entire cave was lit up like daytime. And then Jinwoo saw them. Images. Pictures made of light floating in the air around them. "What is this?" Hana whispered. The images showed Kithara as it used to be, cities full of people. The Kitari were tall and graceful with silver skin that shined. Their technology was amazing. Buildings that floated in the air. Ships that looked like living creatures. The images changed. They showed the Kithari working on something deep underground. A huge project that took many years. They were building something important. "It's showing us the past," Jinwoo said with wonder. The creature continued its light show. The images showed the Kithari becoming different. Not dying, but changing. They became beings made of pure energy. They could exist in many dimensions at once. "They evolved," Minjun said. "They became something beyond physical form. But they couldn't take their technology with them to the higher dimensions, and other races would come to steal it, so they needed a guardian." The images showed the creature arriving, not as an invader, but as a protector. The Kithari had called it from deep space to watch over their world. "You've been guarding this place," Jinwoo said to the creature, "for 3,000 years. The creature sang again. This time Jinwoo understood some of the emotion, pride, duty, and terrible loneliness. "Why show us this?" Hana asked. The images changed again. They showed other species trying to land on Kithara over the centuries. The creature had scared them away to protect the secrets below. But these new visitors were different. The images showed Jinwoo and his friends, but they also showed something else. Other humans scattered across the galaxy. Humans building things, creating art, helping other species. It's been watching humanity, Jinwoo realized. The creature sang a long, complex song. As it sang, more images appeared. They showed humans forming friendships with alien species that had been enemies for centuries. Humans taking risks to help others. Humans never giving up even when things seemed impossible. It sees something in us, Minjun said quietly. The light show ended. The creature lowered its huge head until it was just a few meters from Jinwoo. Without thinking, Jinwoo reached out his hand. "Jinwoo, don't!" Nari shouted. But Jinwoo's hand touched one of the crystal scales. The moment their skin made contact, Jinwoo's mind filled with visions. He saw the universe as the creature saw it. Vast, beautiful, full of life and possibility. He felt the creature's memories. Eons of travel through space. The loneliness of being the last of its kind. The joy of finally finding the Kithari. The sadness of watching them evolve beyond physical form, and now something new. Hope. The creature had been waiting for someone like Jinwoo. Someone curious enough to seek truth instead of running from fear. The visions faded, but the connection remained. Jinwoo could feel the creature's presence in his mind, not controlling him, but sharing with him. "Jinwoo, are you okay?" Hana asked with concern. Jinwoo looked at his friends. They seemed different now. He could sense their emotions, their fear and wonder. "I'm fine," he said. "Better than fine. I understand now." The creature sang again. This time, Jinwoo could understand parts of the song. It was telling him about the sleeping chambers far below. The Kithari hadn't completely left. Some had stayed behind, sleeping and waiting for the right time to return. "There are more," Jinwoo said. "Living Kithari, sleeping beneath the planet's surface." "How many?" Minjun asked. Jinwoo closed his eyes and let the creature share its knowledge. "Thousands, maybe tens of thousands. They're waiting for someone they can trust to wake them up." "And it thinks that someone is us?" Hana asked. The creature sang softly. Through their mental connection, Jinwoo felt its certainty. Humans were different from other species. They made friends where others saw only enemies. They protected those who couldn't protect themselves. "We need to contact the ship," Nari said. "This changes everything." As they prepared to leave the cave, the creature did something unexpected. It touched Jinwoo's mind again and shared one more vision. Jinwoo saw himself riding on the creature's back, flying through space toward distant stars. He saw alien worlds and strange cities. He saw himself as a bridge between species, helping them understand each other. "You want me to come with you?" Jinwoo said. The creature's song was full of hope and invitation. But first they had work to do on Kithara. The sleeping Kithari needed to be awakened carefully. The ancient technology needed to be protected. They walked back to the surface. Jinwoo felt the creature's presence in his mind like a warm light. For the first time in 3,000 years, the Guardian was not alone, and neither was Jinwoo. The emergency alarm on the ship woke everyone up. Young-ho was already at his pilot station when Jinwoo and the others returned from the cave. "Captain, we have a big problem," Young-ho said. His face was pale with worry. "What is it?" Captain Lee asked. "Long-range sensors are picking up a fleet, 50 ships, maybe more. They're headed straight for Kithara." Jinwoo felt the creature's presence stir in his mind. Through their connection, he could sense its concern. "Who are they?" Sujin asked. Young-ho checked his readings again. "The ships are using hegemony design. It's a Korvac war fleet." Everyone went quiet. The Korvac hegemony was known throughout the galaxy for their cruelty. They conquered planets and enslaved their people. They took what they wanted and destroyed the rest. "How did they find out about Kithara?" Hana asked. Boram looked up from her translation work. "I've been studying more of the Kithari records. The Galactic Council knew the truth about this planet. Some of them anyway. The quarantine wasn't to protect people from the creature, it was to hide what's really here. The sleeping Cathari and their technology, Jinwoo said. Someone leaked the information to the hegemony, Captain Lee said grimly. How long until they arrive? Sujin asked. 18 hours, Young-ho said. Jinwoo closed his eyes and reached out through his mental connection. The creature shared images with him. Deep underground chambers filled with sleeping figures. Technology that could change the entire galaxy. Weapons that could destroy star systems. Medical devices that could cure any disease. Ships that could travel faster than light without using fuel. We can't let them get their hands on that technology, Jinwoo said. What technology? Nari asked. Jinwoo told them everything the creature had shown him. The underground city. The sleeping Cathari. The incredible inventions waiting to be discovered. If the hegemony gets that technology, they'll be unstoppable, Taehyun said. So, what do we do? Hana asked. Our ship is barely running. We can't fight 50 hegemony warships. Kyungmin Jeon, their medical officer, was checking Jinwoo with her scanner. Jinwoo, your brain patterns are different. Whatever happened down in that cave, it changed you. I can communicate with the creature now, Jinwoo said. It's not just an animal. It's intelligent. More intelligent than us. Can it fight the hegemony fleet? Sujin asked. Jinwoo asked the creature through their mental link. The answer came back as images and feelings. The creature was powerful, but it was also old and tired. It could defend the planet, but only for a while. It can fight, Jinwoo said. But not for long. And if it dies, there will be no one left to protect the Cathari. Then we destroy everything, Nari said. Better that than let the hegemony have it. We can't destroy thousands of sleeping people, Hana said with horror. They've been asleep for 3,000 years, Nari argued. They might already be dead. They're not dead, Jinwoo said. Through the creature's senses, he could feel the faint life signs of the sleeping Cathari. They were dreaming, waiting for someone to wake them. Captain Lee studied the tactical display. Even if we could wake them up, would they be strong enough to fight? They've been asleep for millennia. Boram had been quiet, reading more of the translated records. Now she looked up with wide eyes. According to these texts, the Cathari didn't just leave some people behind, she said. They left instructions, a plan for what to do if someone worthy came to Cathara. What kind of plan? Jinwoo asked. They expected their guardian to find suitable partners, people who could help bridge the gap between the old civilization and the new galaxy. Jinwoo felt the creature's excitement through their connection. This was what it had been waiting for, not just to protect the sleeping Cathari, but to help them return to the galaxy. The creature wants to take me somewhere, Jinwoo said suddenly. Where? Captain Lee asked. Images flowed through Jinwoo's mind. He saw a massive city in space, gleaming towers and floating platforms, millions of beings going about their daily lives. The hegemony capital world, Korthax Prime. That's suicide, Sujin said. Why would it want to go there? Jinwoo closed his eyes and let the creature's plan unfold in his mind. To show them that humans are the chosen partners of the Cathari. To prove that we're not afraid. You mean, you're not afraid, Hana said. The rest of us are terrified. If the hegemony sees a human riding the creature they've feared for thousands of years, it will change everything, Jinwoo said. They'll know that humanity isn't weak, that we have powerful allies. Or they'll kill you both and take the planet anyway, Nari said. Maybe. But it's better than doing nothing. Kyungmin checked her scanner again. Jinwoo, the connection with the creature is putting stress on your body. Your heart rate is elevated. Your brain is working harder than normal. This could be dangerous. Everything we're doing is dangerous, Jinwoo said. The creature sent him more images. It showed him flying through space on the creature's back. The sensation was incredible, like swimming through starlight. It can survive in space? Taehyun asked when Jinwoo described the vision. It lived in space for millions of years before it came to Cathara. Space is its natural home. Captain Lee made his decision. We'll contact the Galactic Council. Tell them what we found here. Maybe they can stop the hegemony fleet. The council won't arrive in time, Young-ho said. And besides, some of them might be working with the hegemony. Then what do you suggest? Sujin asked. Jinwoo stood up. Through his connection with the creature, he could feel its readiness. It had been waiting for this moment for 3,000 years. I'm going to Korthax Prime, he said, on the creature's back. I'm going to show the galaxy that humans and the ancient guardians are allies. Jinwoo. No, Hana said. It's too dangerous. Everything is too dangerous, Jinwoo replied. But someone has to take the risk. The creature was already moving. Jinwoo could feel it rising through the underground chambers, heading for the surface. It's coming up, he said. It wants to leave now, before the hegemony fleet arrives. How long will it take to reach Korthax Prime? Captain Lee asked. Jinwoo consulted the star charts through the creature's vast knowledge. 3 days. The fleet will be here in 18 hours. By the time they arrive, we'll already be at their capital. And then what? Sujin asked. Then we show them that humanity isn't afraid of monsters, Jinwoo said. Because we know how to make friends with them instead. The ground began to shake. Outside, they could see the crater beginning to glow with soft light. The creature was rising. Jinwoo walked toward the ship's exit. Take care of each other. And if I don't come back, protect the sleeping Cathari. They're going to need friends. When they wake up. Jinwoo, wait, Hana called. But he was already outside, walking toward the growing light in the crater. The creature was calling to him, and he was ready to answer. It was time to ride into legend. The void Leviathan rose from the crater like a living mountain. Its crystal scales caught the light of Cathara's sun and threw rainbows across the landscape. Jinwoo had seen the creature in the dark cave, but here in daylight, its beauty took his breath away. The creature was even larger than he had thought. Its body was longer than 10 spaceships placed end to end. When it spread its massive wings, they blocked out the sun. But these weren't wings like a bird's. They were made of the same crystal material as the creature's scales, but so thin they were almost transparent. Energy flowed through them like liquid light. The creature lowered its great head toward Jinwoo. Through their mental connection, he felt its invitation. Jinwoo climbed onto the creature's neck just behind its head. The crystal scales were warm under his hands. As soon as he settled into position, he felt the creature's joy. After 3,000 years of loneliness, it finally had a companion for the long journey ahead. Are you ready? Jinwoo asked, though. He knew the creature could sense his thoughts. The answer came as a feeling of excitement and determination. The creature was more than ready. It had been waiting for this moment since the day the Cathari had asked it to guard their world. With a sound like distant thunder, the void Leviathan launched itself into the sky. Jinwoo expected to feel the rush of wind, but some kind of energy field protected him. He could breathe normally and feel no cold even as they climbed higher and higher. Below them, Kithara shrank until it was just a blue and green ball. Jinwoo could see his friend's ship as a tiny speck near the ruins. He hoped they would be safe. The creature's wings caught the solar wind and began to glow brighter. Jinwoo realized this was how it traveled through space. It used the energy from stars to power itself, like a living solar sail. The journey to Korthax Prime took 3 days, just as the creature had predicted. But those 3 days changed Jinwoo forever. As they traveled through the void between stars, the creature shared its memories with him. Jinwoo experienced the birth and death of civilizations. He saw wonders that no human had ever imagined. He learned that the universe was far older and more complicated than anyone on Earth had guessed. He also learned about the creature's own people. They had been guardians and protectors, traveling from world to world to help younger species grow and develop. But over millions of years they had grown fewer and fewer. The void Leviathan was the last of its kind. You don't have to be alone anymore, Jinwoo told it as they flew past a binary star system. Humans make good friends. We'll remember you even after you're gone. The creature's response was a feeling of such gratitude that Jinwoo nearly cried. On the third day, Korthax Prime appeared ahead of them. It was a massive world covered in gleaming metal cities. Countless ships moved in orbit around it like insects around a bright light. As they approached the planet, alarms began to ring throughout the hegemony fleet. Jinwoo could imagine the panic spreading through their ships. The legendary monster was here, at their most sacred world. "Unidentified creature, you are approaching hegemony space," a voice crackled over Jinwoo's radio. "Turn back immediately, or we will fire." Jinwoo activated his communicator. "This is Jinwoo Park, representing humanity and the Ancient Guardians. I request permission to land in your capital city." "Impossible," the voice replied. "No one rides the beast of Kithara. You must be using some kind of trick." To prove he was real, Jinwoo had the creature perform a graceful spiral through the middle of the fleet. The massive ships looked like toys next to the void Leviathan. "All ships, open fire!" Admiral Vex Korth's voice roared over the communications. Channels, energy beams, and missiles filled the space around them. But none of the weapons could touch them. The creature's natural ability to manipulate gravity bent all the attacks away from them. The deadly energy simply curved around them and shot harmlessly into space. "Your weapons cannot harm us," Jinwoo broadcasted to the entire fleet. "We come in peace, but we are not defenseless." The creature began its descent toward the capital city. Jinwoo could see millions of Korvac people in the streets below, pointing up at them with fear and wonder. They landed in the central plaza of the capital. The impact shook the ground for kilometers in every direction. The creature folded its crystal wings and settled down like a cat preparing to rest. Jinwoo climbed down from the creature's neck and walked forward. He was wearing his simple human clothes and carrying no weapons. Just one man facing an entire alien empire. Thousands of Korvac soldiers surrounded them, their weapons aimed and ready, but none of them dared to get too close to the void Leviathan. "I am Jinwoo Park of the planet Earth," he announced, his voice carrying across the plaza. "I speak for humanity, and for the ancient guardians of Kithara." Admiral Vex Korth pushed through the crowd of soldiers. He was a large Korvac with red skin and forearms. His uniform was covered in battle ribbons. "This is impossible," he snarled. "No one can control the beast of Kithara." "I don't control it," Jinwoo said calmly. "We are partners, friends." The creature sang softly, and its scales began to glow with gentle light. The beautiful sound echoed across the city. Many of the Korvac soldiers lowered their weapons, transfixed by the music. "You see?" Jinwoo said. "The creature you call a monster is actually a guardian. For 3,000 years it has protected the sleeping Kithari people and their advanced technology. Technology that belongs to the hegemony now," Admiral Vex Korth declared. "No," Jinwoo said firmly. "It belongs to the Kithari, and they have chosen humanity as their partners in returning to the galaxy." As if to prove his point, the creature projected images into the air above the plaza. The same light pictures it had shown Jinwoo and his friends, but bigger and brighter so everyone could see. The images showed the true history of Kithara. They showed the Kithari evolution into higher beings. They showed the creature arriving to guard their legacy. They showed humans helping other species across the galaxy. "The Kithari are awakening," Jinwoo announced. "With our help, they will return to share their knowledge with all peaceful civilizations, but only with those who prove themselves worthy through friendship, not conquest." The crowd was murmuring now. Jinwoo could see that his words were having an effect. Even some of the soldiers were nodding in agreement. But Admiral Vex Korth was not convinced. "Seize the human," he ordered. The soldiers raised their weapons again. But before they could fire, something unexpected happened. News reports began playing on screens throughout the city. The images showed Kithara, where Jinwoo's friends had successfully awakened the first group of sleeping Kithari. The ancient people were indeed alive and grateful to their human rescuers. More reports showed Galactic Council ships arriving to protect Kithara from the hegemony fleet. The tide of galactic opinion was turning against the hegemony's aggressive actions. "You see," Jinwoo said to Admiral Vex Korth. "The galaxy is watching. They know the truth now." The creature stood up to its full height, towering over the buildings, around the plaza. Its song grew louder, more complex. Jinwoo could feel through their connection that it was communicating with something far away. More creatures appeared in the sky above Korthak's prime, not as large as the Void Leviathan, but clearly members of the same species. Jinwoo had been wrong. The creature wasn't the last of its kind after all. The Guardians are returning, Jinwoo said with wonder. They've been sleeping in deep space, waiting for the right moment. Admiral Vexkorth looked around at his soldiers, at the crowds of his own people, at the magnificent creatures filling the sky. His expression was no longer confident. "What do you want?" he asked quietly. "Peace," Jinwoo said simply. The Kithari want to share their knowledge with species that prove themselves through cooperation and friendship. Humanity will help them. Choose who is ready. And if we refuse? Jinwoo looked up at the creature he had ridden across space. Then you miss the chance to be part of the greatest adventure in galactic history. The creature's song reached a crescendo, and suddenly Jinwoo could understand every word. It was singing about hope, about friendship, about the wonderful things that happen when different species choose to help each other instead of fighting. The song spread across the planet and out into space. Every ship, every world, every being in the system could hear it. And slowly, one by one, the hegemony soldiers began to lower their weapons. The age of conquest was ending. The age of cooperation was about to begin. Jinwoo smiled and reached up to touch his friend's crystal scales. Together they had changed the galaxy forever. The ride into legend was complete.